Sunday, 6th of September 2020. Good afternoon from Europe. Good morning, guys. Good evening, wherever you are. Piotr here, this is Light Forex Global YouTube channel. Sunday, meaning that we are going to make crypto market update. Current sell-off, blood on the street, is about to continue or is a buying opportunity. Before we are going to try to start to find the answer, risk warning, guys, please bear in mind trading on margin carries a high level of risk, may not be suitable for all investors. You can sustain a loss of some or all initial investments, so please do not invest the money you cannot afford to lose. Seek education, gain experience before risking real money. However, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. All right, folks, let's start with the Bitcoin. If you do remember, trend line on the monthly chart, right, finally been broken, and we are going lower. We are going to retest the trend line most probably, all right, and that would be retest of levels close to 9,500, right? That would be retest of this July breakout candle low. That could be the case. Not necessarily is going to happen, but that could be the case. Why it might not happen? Because of the weekly chart I'm going to show you in a second, right? So that's what might provide the current sell-off, what might provide buying opportunity, right? That could be the case. Of course, it's a monthly chart, so we are going to get back into that chart towards the end of the month. On the other hand, from the seller's perspective, right, creation of the swing high could be the case. Then the sellers want to get back and close below broken trend line. That would be huge monster failure. Now, the last thing when it comes to this monthly chart is, can we count 1, 2 failure on the June as a 3, and then after the pullback rally as a real breakout, or we cannot do that way, and we should calculate as 1, 2 big failure. We know that usually number 3 is a failure, and this as a failure. Well, I do prefer to have this 3 June high as a failure, of course, right? All right, so that's the monthly. We are going to get back closer to the end of the month. Let's have a look what we have on the weekly. On the weekly, something we already discussed is the latest weakness. And the latest weakness is somewhere here, right? I'm talking about this huge sell-off down, right? So that's where we are right now. We are testing 50% of that zone, all right? And what? And we're trying to build lower shadow. Wow, nice. Latest weakness, retest after the breakout, lower shadow. I like it. What we don't want to see is a close below 9,800, 9,500 when it comes to the weekly chart, all right? The thing I don't like here is this outside wick, meaning that we made the high compared to the previous week, and of course we are much lower, and looks like we are going to get the close below the previous week low. That could be the case. That's of course the negativity. But as long as we are above, when it comes to the weekly close, above this latest weakness, I think that the measure we did previously when it comes to the possible target is still in place. What I'm talking about this move to the downside, right, around the 6,500. So in that case, that's the possible target, 16,500, 17,000, right? That's the simple measure when you do the things related to the latest weakness, latest strength, right? That's the simplest measure. Can we go even higher? Yes, of course. Is it possible that we are not gonna fulfill that target? Yes, of course. Everything is possible. That's the crypto market, right? So be very, very, very cautious, very careful. Of course, work properly with your exposure. Let's switch lower. Let's switch to the daily chart. Some guys are talking about the filling the CME gap, right? Well, I don't know if that's gonna be the case. I don't want to speculate. What I see here, right? What I see here is simply breakout zone retest. All right, so weekly latest weakness, daily breakout zone retest. All right, and of course buyers have to start to be more active here, right? Otherwise, again, close below 9,800, 9,500 on the weekly chart, very negative. Very negative. So it would be good to start to build today some kind of the long lower shadow, right, when it comes to the Bitcoin. If we are going to hold these levels, so we are quickly going to see the retest of 12,000, and that's where we are going to have next big fight. If we are going to close below 10k, unfortunately we might reopen 7,500 when it comes to the daily chart. Why? Very simple. Let me explain. Let me make it a little bit bigger for you. It could be easily based on the move to the downside, flag creation, and the same size to the downside, giving us levels close to 7,500. So we currently testing huge monster demand zone. Looks like it might be buying opportunity, but guys, be careful, especially when it comes to the exposure. 10,200, 9,800 buying zone, 2 consecutive daily close below 9,500, bearish when it comes to the buyers. Sellers, if you cannot move the market, then you are waiting for the close below 9,500 and you are trying to target, then you are trying to sell the rally towards 10,000, 10,200, rally back, and trying to target 8,000, 7,500. All right, so that's how I see the Bitcoin. Let's switch to the Ether. There you go. Also, monster things are going on. What I mean by that, we have for now outside week, but compared to the Bitcoin, I think the buyers are more aggressive here. Buyers are a little bit more aggressive here. This lower shadow is more visible here, right? What we are fighting with, right? We are fighting with this previous high, and this one, all right? So that's what we are fighting with. Perfect long setup. We have to hold, as we discussed, 300, 280, right? And that's what we are trying to hold for now. I'm not saying that we are not gonna see the retest, but with the lower shadow already been in place, next week retest and upside move could be the name of the game. What has happened here? Of course, we've seen the reaction into the previous supply zone, previous untested supply zone, right? That was the most obvious reaction. What could be the next target if we are going to hold 300? Guys, it's easy. The low was around the 80, right? With this original consolidation, let me draw this a little bit different for you. Right, so the 80 was around the 80 was the low. Around the 320, 330 was the high. So we are talking about the levels close to 250. So after the break of 320, 330, 250 giving us 550. What is 550? 570, 600 is this particular supply visible here on the weekly chart. All right, that could be bullish case if we are going to hold current level. If we are going to break that level, we have latest weakness around 260. That might happen. That might happen. That market may want to look for the stops under 280. That might quickly open 260. And then we have to hold that levels, right? To have a still possibility to see the rally upside break and move towards 550, 600, all right? In case of the longer move and close below 280, right? It could be some kind of the consolidation and move back, retest the lows. Is it possible to happen? Of course it is. Of course it is, right? But taking into the consideration how overall crypto market looks like, I wouldn't bet on the shorts on Ether or Bitcoin right now, okay? We went lower, the hot money took the opportunity, taking into the consideration the whole market sentiment. It's not only negative sentiment towards the crypto, it's overall negative sentiment. What I'm talking about, check the Nasdaq index and the latest things we discussed with other updates. All right. With that being said, we are testing important levels when it comes to the Bitcoin and Ether. That's the levels, zones where the buyers should step in and they should try to hold these levels, right? If necessary, I'm going to make another update. Guys, don't be trapped. Take care and see you around.